take police, baby. I wish to be shot in the mouth. Please end my existence. What's crackalackin', everybody? It's me, MattCMG, and welcome to this year's Avatar Month bonus video. The video that's not really scripted, not really all that deep or all that intellectual, if you will, and it's just kinda having fun, memeing around. It's a good time. With Avatar: The Last Airbender being recently added to Netflix, and soon the same will happen with The Legend of Korra, we've seen a lot of new fans gain interest in the series. The series has kind of gotten this like second wave of popularity, which I think is really cool. It's really great that a lot of people are now able to experience such a great show and such a great franchise. But at the same time, a lot of these new Netflix fans, a lot of the Zoomers, they watch the show and they don't really get it. And that's kind of what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be taking a look at some bad Avatar hot takes from a lot of these new fans, a lot of these Netflix fans, a lot of the Zoomer fans, and we're going to kind of explain why they're wrong or why they're stupid or kind of where these ideas came from. Smash that motherfucking like button. Let's get weird, let's get wild, and let's get right into some Avatar hot takes. Some bad Avatar hot takes. Alright, so the first hot take I wanted to take a look at today was this article from TheVerge.com. Obviously, online journalism is dead, so I don't expect much from The Verge or really any news outlet these days. But so on May 21st, 2020, they released this article titled, "Avatar: The Last Airbender is back on Netflix, but don't start with the first episode." What? Just, if I'm gonna be a reactionary for a second and just look at the title alone and not read the article itself, just looking at the title, this is already stupid. If you're going to watch a show, you need to watch it in chronological order. In episode 1, episode 2, you know how it, you obviously know how it works. Anybody with a brain knows you should watch a show in the order it was released, in the order that it was intended. One rule for Avatar is that you don't skip episodes and you do not mess around with the episode order. You just don't do that. Now obviously the chronological order isn't always the best order as intended. For instance, the Star Wars movies, at least the original 6, had multiple orders you could watch them in. You could obviously watch them chronologically with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but there's also things like the Machete order, which go 4, 5, 2, 3, and 6, which is they just offer different ways of experiencing the series. So I will go into this article with an open mind, saying that you can, in fact, watch different things out of order if it improves the experience. So let's give this article the benefit of the doubt, and we'll see how this turns out. Avatar: The Last Airbender is back on Netflix after a 7-year absence, and if you never caught the show, now is the perfect time. Avatar isn't just one of the best animated series around, it's full-stop excellent television regardless of the format. Hell yeah it is! This might not be clear from episode 1 though. Okay, you had me in the first half, not gonna lie. As premieres go, it's charming, but geared towards hooking children. Skepticism is okay. Just don't pass it by without diving into one of its best episodes, Zuko Alone, Season 2, Episode 7. It's a standalone tale that explains everything you need to know. A terrific martial arts western with surprisingly rich characterization and a gut-punch ending, all in 20 minutes. So, right off the bat, this first paragraph alone, this is already very cringe. They're basically saying that episode 1 is too kiddie, too childish, and that you should definitely start with a more mature episode, you know, something like Zuko Alone, which I can totally understand, but Zuko Alone is probably one of the worst episodes to start with, if you ask me, since it doesn't do a very good job at setting up the premise of the show. You know, there's a lot, Aang and the rest of the gang aren't even in that episode at all. Zuko is only the second protagonist, he's not even the main protagonist. The main protagonist is Aang, and granted, Zuko has more characterization and more character development than Aang or really anybody else on the show, but he's still the secondary protagonist. You don't want to start with your secondary protagonist, you want to start with your first. And thirdly, Zuko Alone, you can't understand that episode without knowing the context that was established by the episodes before it. You don't know, if you go into that episode knowing nothing else about the series, you don't know who Zuko is, you don't know who Iroh is, you don't know who a lot of these other characters are going into it. And of course, you'll probably figure it out by the time you're finished with the episode, of course. But you need to know a lot of things about Zuko beforehand before you get into that episode, and I don't think it's a great starting point. In Avatar, there are 4 nations, okay, this is all a summary of the series, we don't need that. Zuko Alone focuses on the young Prince Zuko, one of the show's primary antagonists, exiled from the Fire Nation after a humiliating failure, left to wander on his own. The episode is removed from the show's highly serialized plot. Like in a good western, Zuko takes on the archetypal role of the man with no name. He arrives at a small frontier town for rest and a meal when he encounters a conflict. Crooked Earth Kingdom soldiers are terrorizing the villagers they're supposed to protect. As a once proud member of the invading nation, Zuko has been a villain unaccustomed to caring about others. In exile, however, his priorities are slowly shifting, and he decides to intervene. If this sounds familiar, it's because it's the plot of Shane, one of the most beloved and regularly homaged westerns. Okay, they're basically telling you that what Zuko Alone is about, why it's such a good episode, and they're not wrong. It's a good episode, and it is definitely part of that is definitely the western. That it pays homage to like old westerns and stuff like that, which is really cool, but it doesn't represent the entire series. I think it's a terrible starting point. In Zuko Alone, the former prince finally gets a chance to see what he's represented all this time to the people outside of the Fire Nation. His internal conflict is externalized by his decision to hide his identity and the unspoken idea that his new friends might not respond so kindly if they knew who he was. Again, that doesn't work if you haven't seen every other episode of the show before then, because what those episodes show you is that the Fire Nation is ruthless, that they were the ones who instigated the war, a lot of other very important things that you wouldn't know if you had started with this episode. If you started with this episode, you go into it thinking, oh, the Earth Kingdom guys are the bad guys, right? They were the instigate. This is a terrible episode to start with. It's a great episode, but it's a bad episode to start with. One reason Avatar The Last Airbender is loved by its fans is the way it refuses to talk down to its audience. Like Philip Pullman's young adult trilogy, His Dark Materials, it's a show that rarely simplifies things to good or evil, letting its protagonists be selfish and wrong at times and giving its antagonists depth whenever possible. In the world of Avatar, characters are caught between compassion and conflict, and war provides them with regular opportunity to behave nobly or selfishly. That its main characters are all children only underlines all of this. The frequent goofy hijinks and moments of weakness are all normal parts of growing up, and no matter how much we'd like it to be, growing up does not happen in a vacuum. It happens out in the world where there is conflict, war, and pain. The children of Avatar want to be kids, but they're also inheriting a world of their parents and are just starting to see it for what it is. But they're not yet jaded enough to stop seeing what it could be. You could watch any episode and pretty much figure that out. From the very first episode, this very thing is clear. Zuko Alone has nothing to really do with this. Zuko Alone plays with this idea, sure, but it's in every other episode anyways, so Zuko Alone not a good starting point. This is what makes Zuko Alone a good introduction to Avatar. It's a small character study of one of these kids, scarred in more ways than one, coming to terms with a manner of consequence. The cost of his decisions, the burden of his place in the world, the limits of his control over how others perceive him, and the potential he still has to become who he wants to be, under his old name or not. That's pretty good stuff for a kid's show. Okay, I think I kind of see what this article is going for, right? I think what they're ultimately saying is if you want to prove to somebody, if you want to prove to people who are like weary about actually, trying Avatar, just because they think it's like a kid show or something like that, because I know a lot of people like that who they don't want to try Avatar because it's a kid show, it's a children's show, so therefore they don't think it has the capability to be as good as, actual like adult television shows, like Breaking Bad or something like that. But I think what this article is trying to say is that if you want to prove to somebody that this show is more than just a children's show, that it's actually like mature and has mature topics, then Zuko Alone is a good episode to start them with because it has very mature themes and it deals with a heavy subject matter in a way that's digestible for people, and it does show people that it's more than just just some generic kids show. But I don't think Zuko Alone is a good starting point if you actually want to start getting into the series. If you want to start getting into the series, just start from the first episode and watch it in the release order. Like, it's not that difficult. The next article that I wanted to look at was actually sent by I believe it was Pedro in the Funky Monkeys Discord. So, by the way, link in the description. Go check out my Discord. He sent me this article. It's a Buzzfeed article, and as you know, Buzzfeed is complete fucking garbage. So let's take a look at some of their hot takes. This is probably from some Zoomer. Posted June 11th, 2020. So this is definitely from a new fan of some kind. These unpopular Avatar: The Last Airbender opinions will make you see the show in a whole new light. I highly doubt it. I highly, highly doubt it. 1. Zutara is obviously far superior to Katang. This is a common thing you're gonna see with a lot of these bad takes, is that a lot of these new fans, a lot of the Netflix fans, a lot of the Zoomers, they really fucking love Zutara. I don't know why, but I think it's honestly just a long history of TV shows doing this kind of thing where the nice girl gets with like the bad boy emo guy kind of guy. But Avatar is not that, and Zutara was never meant to be Endgame, of course. Obviously, there's definitely like shipping moments of the two. I definitely thought so when I was a kid. When I was a kid, like, when Katara hugs Zuko at the end of Southern Raiders, I saw that as like, as a kid, because I was a dumb, tiny brain, smooth brain. But as a child, I thought, oh, I'm like, did she like him or something like that? But she's supposed to be with Aang. You know, at the end of the day, I still realized that Katang was supposed to be endgame. It was supposed to be canon. That was very built up from the very first episode. Zutara had no such thing. Did Zuko and Katara definitely have their moments that could be seen as like shipping kind of stuff? Totally. But it's simply just not canon. It was never meant to be. Of course, it goes a little bit deeper than that if you look at it like to the production of the show. And I definitely do want to do a video dedicated to Zutara in the future, in a future Avatar month of some kind. I've had that idea for a couple of years now of doing that, but I just haven't gotten around to it. So maybe next year, maybe the year after, we'll get to it. We'll talk about Zutara in a little bit more in depth. If you see a lot of Zutara stuff, you know, coming out recently or in the coming weeks. It's all because of the Zoomers, let's be real. 2. Katara is actually an incredibly selfish human being. Oh my fucking god. We're only 2 entries in and I already want to fucking brain myself. I just want... So, I don't know what it is. This is like another thing that a lot of the Zoomer fans, a lot of the Netflix fans are trying to make a thing. And is that Katara is actually a terrible character and a terrible person who's incredibly selfish because she is sad that her fucking mother died and mentions it frequently. And sure, it's good for a meme to be like, oh, you wouldn't understand, Aang, you wouldn't understand that my mother died and when his entire fucking culture was wiped out. Obviously that's good like meme material, but these Zoomers and these Netflix fans seem to be actually taking it like seriously. They take the meme seriously and actually think that Katara is a very selfish human being. When literally the point of that episode, Southern Raiders specifically, is that Katara learns that, you should forgive your enemies, and he learns that Aang was actually right all along. This is a terrible take. A terrible take. Katara is far from selfish, just because her mother died and she mentions it a lot. 3. Aang taking away Ozai's bending is beyond stupid. I mean, it's dumb from a writing perspective, I think, because it was very much a cop-out. Him getting energy bending from the Lion Turtle was very much a Deus Ex Machina cop-out, because they didn't want to actually... There's a lot of problems with it, but a lot of background stuff goes into it, but ultimately... They wanted Aang to solve the problem in a non-violent way because that's just how Aang is as a person. As an airbender, his thing is, I want to find a non-violent way to solve these problems. And that's their way of doing that was just giving him a random power that they pulled out of their ass. It's not the best way to end the series. I think it's one of the only major gripes people have with The Last Airbender, which I think is totally fair. But let's see what they actually have to say, right? Aang taking away Ozai's bending instead of killing him was a dangerously stupid and selfish move. He remains true to his values as an air nomad, but Ozai still holds political and military strength without his bending. He doesn't, though. As soon as, the Fire Nation sees, like, oh, his bitch ass lost. He fucking lost to the Avatar. They know the Avatar is a force to be reckoned with, and Zuko took the throne immediately afterwards. Anyways, this is also an idea that's actually played with in the comics, where there's a lot of, Fire Nation citizens who don't respect Zuko as the new Fire Lord, and they want Ozai back or something. I don't remember. I might be remembering this wrong, but I believe that is a thing in the comics. Energy bending was a total Deus Ex Machina. The ending was still good, but giving Aang such an easy out with his moral dilemma was lazy. I don't know that it's lazy. I think it's literally the point. The point of Aang's moral dilemma is that he wanted to stay true to his ideals. That's part of his character. He's staying true to his ideals and not letting even the advice of his own past lives get in the way of that. He shouldn't be forced to forego his own ideals just because he's the Avatar. Part of being the Avatar and bringing balance to the world is compromising. You have to compromise your own ideals at times, yes, but you also have to stay true to who you are. Toph and May would have made a wonderful couple. Can we stop with this fucking shipper bullshit? I don't care. 5. Aang choosing Katara over the Avatar state is a mistake. Yes! You fucking idiots! That was the point of the episode! It was a mistake for Aang to choose Katara over the Avatar state in that instance. Are you fucking for real? Did you even watch the show? Aang is clearly made out to be in the wrong for choosing Katara in that scene. The guru yells at him, he's like, dude, you're making the wrong call here. And eventually Aang realizes that he made the wrong call in the fight against Azula and Zuko and the Dai Li. 6. Uncle Iroh is not the wise, cold-hearted man that everyone makes him out to be. You take that back right now, you bitch-ass motherfucker! I'm coming for your bitch-ass! I actually hurt my sides doing that, holy shit. No, but for real, I think if you have more than 3 brain cells, you know why this is fucking bullshit. 7. Azula deserves some redemption too, damn it. No, she fucking doesn't. Have you seen some of the... I already talked about this in my unpopular opinions video, but no. No. Fuck you. 8. Sokka is the glue of the squad, but no one gives him any credit. No. This is bad take. Bad take. You didn't watch the show if you think this is an actual legitimate take. Zuko should not go through this whole emotional evolution just to end up with May. Fuck you. This is more Zutara shit, I guarantee you. So what if Zuko liked May? Who gives a fuck? 10. Jet and Zuko are absolutely meant to be. Stop with the shipping bullshit. I don't care. 11. Aang is a problematic protagonist. Oh. Oh, I'm having an existential crisis. I'm actually... Somebody brain me. Somebody just fucking take a gun and blast it through my fucking mouth. Let's at least hear them out, right? What do they actually have to say? Aang was kind of problematic at times. You know, every time somebody uses the word problematic, I immediately assume that they have no fucking clue what they're talking about, but let's hear them out anyways. Aang was kind of problematic at times. He tried to push his own belief system onto Katara. He let her do all the emotional labor in their relationship, and he kept kissing her despite the fact that she was not interested. Motherfucker, what? When did he push his own beliefs onto Katara? Oh, in Southern Raiders? Why is Southern Raiders is a really big episode for the Netflix fans. I don't know why. He isn't pushing his own beliefs onto her. He's telling her, like, hey, maybe don't fucking do something you're gonna regret, dumbass. That's not problematic. That's being a good friend. He let her do all the emotional labor in their relationship. They didn't have a relationship until the last fucking episode. What are you talking about? He kept kissing her despite the fact that she was not interested. He's not made out is in the right for doing that. What are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? Also, when Katara and Sokka had the chance to see their father, whom they had not seen in 2 years, Aang hid the map from them. Yes, and he's made out to be in the wrong for that. And he learns that he was wrong in doing that by the end of the episode. And Katara and Sokka forgave him for that at the end of the episode because they realized how, you know, emotional it might have been for him to have to lose them as traveling companions and as friends. That's the point of the episode. I'm beginning to think that these Netflix fans didn't actually watch the show. 12. May is a badass girl who deserves more respect. Alright, I'll give you guys that one. 13. Katara should have embraced bloodbending. Stop this bullshit. No. Bloodbending is made out in the very first episode, or the very first episode that is introduced to be an inherently evil tactic. You know, controlling somebody from the inside is not only unfair in a fight, but it's also, you know, not a good ability to have and to spread to the world. This is actually expanded upon in the Legend of Korra Season 1. And when Katara does use bloodbending, it's never presented as a good thing. Like in the Southern Raiders, when she bloodbends that general guy or whatever, it's not made out to be a good thing that she's doing it. The entire tone of the scene is very, very sinister. It's not a good thing that she can do that. Obviously, it could be a useful skill in a fight, but it's not only it's very unfair and, you know, would kind of stop the show dead if they just, you know, use bloodbending to solve every problem. Suki should be showered with way more love and recognition. Okay, I actually agree with this one. I'll let this one slide. Toph and Sokka would have been a dream come true. Stop with the shipping bullshit. 16. Aang does not deserve his loyal fan base. Oh, this is kind of the same one as the Aang is problematic one. Aang was a terrible avatar. He was selfish, self-entitled, and unreliable. Throughout 3 seasons, he was more destructive than he was productive. He never had the guts it took to be a great avatar, and he never will. Compared to Katara, he was practically useless. If it weren't for Team Aang, Aang himself wouldn't be as beloved as he is. Oh, I'm actually getting a migraine. What the fuck? Did these Netflix fans just didn't watch the show, I'm guessing. What the fuck? 17. Yue is a way better match for Sokka than Suki. Yue was boring as shit. 18. Toph is just a giant butthead. No, stop. Toph is a giant asshole a lot of the time. She has some redeeming qualities, but so many times she's rude and uncooperative. I don't think she should have faulted Katara for trying to keep everyone in line. When she and Katara had that huge argument, I totally took Katara's side. Zoomers must be stopped. 19. Boys openly crying is one of the best parts of the show. Okay, I'll give them points for that. It should be normalized for men to cry. 20. It's really dumb to wish that Zuko and Katara got together. How did you include this alongside another take where they say that they should get together? I mean, this take is actually correct. They should not have gotten together at any point. But the point still stands. They're directly contradicting their own takes. 21. Bloodbending shouldn't even be a thing. I don't like bloodbending. The episode where it's introduced is awesome, and it's definitely really cool to watch, but it sort of disrupts the world of Avatar. If waterbenders can control people through their blood, can airbenders control the oxygen in their blood? Can earthbenders control the iron in your blood? Very good question. Maybe they can do that. That's something a third series should definitely explore. Can airbenders just suck the air out of your lungs in battle? Yes, they can. The world of Avatar always seems to have this unspoken rule of benders having autonomy over their own bodies. Bloodbending, while awesome, sort of ruined that for me. I don't even know what to say to this. This is fucking dumb. Whoever's take this is, they understand that, bending can be potentially used for a lot of different things, combat or non-combat aside. But that somehow ruins it for you? This is starting to sound like all the people who said Korra ruined bending somehow. This is on the same level of that shit. 22. Jet is the most underrated character of the entire show. This is already wrong, because that honor goes to none other than Ty Lee herself. I mean, Jet is cool and all, and he's kind of somewhat of an interesting character, but he's kind of a one-trick pony, let's be honest. 23. Aang and Katara's relationship is beyond lame. Stop. Just stop this. This is not a forced relationship at all. It's built up from the very first episode, and there are several episodes almost entirely dedicated to Aang liking Katara or wanting to be with Katara and stuff like that. This is bullshit. This article fucking sucks. Fuck you, but I mean, I didn't expect much from Buzzfeed, but this is a new low. Let's be honest. And lastly, we have a few, Instagram posts, kind of TikTok, memes or whatever, from a lot of these Netflix Avatar fans, and how it shows a lot of them not getting the show and, all that kind of stuff. These were sent by Chris Peaches, so shout out to Chris Peaches for sending me these, and to Rika-chan on Instagram for, uploading these and kind of, putting them on blast, rightfully so. So let's take a look at some of these memes. How I imagine characters from Avatar would dress. That is so fucking cringe. It's not even. I totally like the artwork that exists out there of the Avatar gang as in modern day clothes. That's actually kind of cool. There's a lot of cool art of that you can find on Reddit and stuff like that. A lot of cool fan art of that kind of stuff. When you make shit like this, it's fucking cringe, bro. Stop. Let's take a look at this one. If Katara was a male character.
Oh my god, he just misses his mom. Don't worry, Katara. I'll be your new mom. You can call me mommy. Oh my god, he talks about his mom every episode. That just shows how broken and traumatized he is.
Stop. Legit, any guy in the series. Katara. I am the last waterbender of the Southern Water Tribe. The Fire Nation killed my mother. This necklace is all I have left. Obviously, that's supposed to be a meme, and it's kind of funny, but I don't know if they get it. I don't know that they quite get it.
Oh man, what exactly do you think this will accomplish? I knew it.
Bitch. His whole fucking race got exterminated.
Yeah, that's the fucking point. Thanks for pointing out the point of the scene, you dumbass! I was cackling for a good 5 minutes about this. Reason 1,372,910 why Katara is problematic. I want to be expunged from this earth like the airbenders were. Alright, here we go. We got another couple tick. Jet. The Fire Nation burned my entire village. My mom died. The Fire Nation killed all of the air nomads. My mom is dead. I want to be on your side. Bring my mom back. Why is there so much hate for Katara, dude? She's literally like that in maybe 2 episodes. Yeah, she brings up her mother a lot, but that's a defining part of her character. She literally told Aang he wouldn't understand. And that's on Katara being a tad problematic. Stop saying these bullshit things. It's fucking dumb. I wish I had AIDS.
The most unrealistic thing in Avatar: The Last Airbender is the fact that 14-year-old Katara chose a bald 12-year-old, Charles Xavier looking 12-year-old, over 17-year-old, hot 17-year-old E-boy Prince Zuko. He's older.
Stop. Katara could easily defeat Azula with bloodbending if she wasn't such a liberal. Stop. I don't even think Katara was even in the same room as Azula during a full moon. So even if she could bloodbend, I don't even think that she had the opportunity to, even if she wanted to bloodbend.
If 2 + 2 is 4, right? And 5 + 5 is 10, okay. What the fuck is this?
Oh no! Oh, look at this! Zuko and Katara had some character moments together. They totally belong together, despite the fact that Aang was established to like her in the very first episode, and there were several episodes dedicated to them, you know, liking each other. Holy shit! My mom died. You never understand how I feel. Mother left me, father disowned him, and father scarred him. Fire Nation killed off his entire race. Literally the same mom and girlfriend as the moon. Oh my god, these people did not understand the Southern Raiders. I want to die. I have something to tell you guys. Team Avatar. My mother was killed by the Fire Nation. My father burned. My mother, my entire race, my mother, my entire species, my mother. My girlfriend turned into the moon. What's with all this Katara hate? We will not be accepting any Katara hate in this fandom.
And this is the exact moment I started shipping them.
I want to die. Zuko, I lost my mother. Well, I lost my mother too. Well, I lost my mom too, Katara. But I was closer to her. I lost my whole tribe. He means race. But I lost my mother. My god, I fucking hate these people. I despise them.
I lost my mother in a Fire Nation raid. Sokka and I lost our mother to the Fire Nation. The Fire Nation took my mother away from me.
It's at 3.
Aang's entire nation, people, and culture was destroyed by the Fire Nation, and you don't see him complaining.
What do you mean you don't see him complaining? The 3rd episode has him having a fucking Avatar State temper tantrum because he found out his entire race is fucking dead. Are you fucking shitting me? Who Katara should have ended up with. Oh my god. I'm getting I can feel a stomach ulcer forming in my stomach from these videos. I'm like a malformed cretin. But stuff like this is just kind of more reason to, like, you know, kind of ostracize the newer fans. I don't believe in gatekeeping. I believe anybody should be able to join the fandom, but like there needs to be a level of gatekeeping, you know what I mean? Like, we can't let people like this ruin the fucking show for everybody else, you know what I'm saying? That's gonna do it for this video, guys. I hope you guys were entertained by some of these bad hot takes and some of my responses to them. Let me know down below what you guys think of some of these bad hot takes that we talked about in this video, and if you've seen any other bad hot takes. I'd love to know your bad hot take stories regarding Avatar, you know? Like, oh, if you've seen a bad hot take, let me know what that person said, and let me know why it's dumb. I'll try to respond to the comments. We have a little goof and a gaff in the comments today. So yeah, that's about it for this video. Drop a like on this video if you enjoyed. Subscribe for the next Avatar month video. Next week is the finale of the of Avatar month. We're gonna have a big video. It's gonna be a good one. I'm very excited for you guys to see it, and it's definitely gonna pick up some traction for sure. But that's about it for this video. I've been MattCMG, and I'll see y'all next time. Thanks for watching.